to make some type of financial return, how to get more dates or better marriage, or how to get in better shape, is because that's what people care about. And ultimately, that's what people want: more money, better health, better relationships. Like everything else that you're throwing at them, they don't care. It has to be a tangible result.
What's up, everyone? Shaqir Hussyin here. I'm here with good friend of mine, Tanner Chidester. What's up, Tanner?
What's up, man? You have high spirits today. It's good to see.
I know we've been talking for the last 1.5 hours or something. But I said to Tanner, hey, listen, this has been so valuable between me and him talking lots of stuff on scaling, how we're both going to become billionaires in the next 10 years. So keep an eye, watch out for this. But listen, I wanted to, because a lot of the people that are coming online, they're just starting off, they're in the 9-to-5 job, or they're just trying to make it as a coach, consultant. And I know, just their words in your back, what is that? Like $50 million or something?
Yeah, probably more than that.
Yeah.
But
and you're like 30 years old, you're making so many waves in the marketplace. And I thought, hey, you know what? Let's spend a few minutes talking about, and I'll just do some quick fire questions for you, for my audience. When someone is coming out online and they've just managed to, let's just say they don't even have an offer, right? Like, what's your advice to someone who wants to become a coach or consultant, and they're struggling to find something to sell? What are the keys that they need to be looking for?
I mean, it's going to sound boring, but I think one of the worst things people do is they try to come up with something super fancy that they think is cool and other people don't care about. The reason most people's offers is how to make some type of financial return, how to get more dates or better marriage, or how to get in better shape, is because that's what people care about. Right. And so if someone doesn't know what to do, I'm like, okay, is there anything or anything that people would pay you for that can either help them make more or save more? Right? Have some better relationships, whether it's marriage, getting dates, etc., or making money, or getting in better shape. Right. So I started in fitness. The reason I started in fitness is that's what I knew. I'd been a trainer, I'd worked out, I played Division I football. I like the worst offers I see is when people try to come up with stuff that doesn't have any tangible result. So for example, like a life coach or a mindset coach. I'm not saying those offers can't work, but a lot of times they try to, like, they see Tony Robbins, they're like, I'm gonna do what Tony Robbins does. I'm like, Tony Robbins has built a brand so big he can sell anything. Like, there has to be a tangible result where it's like, hey, if you do this mindset coaching with me, you will make more money, or you will get better shape. Like, they want to see something tangible, because if you try to explain it and they don't understand what the benefit is, like being happier is not a result. Like feeling better is not a result. Like it has, like, being in your aware, like, I don't know, whatever higher power word, like those don't make sense to someone who doesn't know who you are. And so my advice is always pick in one of those three categories: health, wealth, or relationships, and then make sure the results are tangible. So when they hand you money, they get like, okay, for this money, I will get this result. If that is not clear, it doesn't work. And a lot of beginners, like, they don't understand that, and they have a lot of disconnects, because in their head, they're like, oh, like I did this and like it helps me like find my higher self and this and that. And I'm not making fun of it. It's just, okay, cool. But that person doesn't know what that means, and they don't understand what the result is. And ultimately, that's what people want: more money, better health, better relationships. Like everything else that you're throwing at them, they don't care. It has to be a tangible result.
Yeah. And so, let's just say now I'm clear on, hey, I'm going to help people lose 10 pounds in 2 months using my XYZ system or method. What's the best way that you found someone can go and get their first 1 to 5 clients? What do you recommend? Do you recommend paid traffic, making YouTube videos? What do you recommend?
Yeah. So, I mean, the reality is most people aren't very good at sales or marketing. It's kind of like, dating people. Everyone thinks they're good at speaking to girls, but most of us are not, right? They say weird stuff. What I would recommend for beginners is most beginners make more mistakes, or they're unaware of their mistakes. So spending money on ads is not a good idea unless there's been prior skills that have been built, right? So if someone comes from a sales background and they make 6 figures a year, that's different than someone who makes maybe 30, 40, 50 grand a year and they've never done that. So I always just say, start reaching out to people on social. You can send 20 messages an hour without getting blocked. You can try to push people to calls where you can close deals over the phone, which is far easier than in the DM. And if you make a mistake, you didn't do anything except waste time. So I'm not a huge fan of beginners trying to go and spend a bunch of money out the gate because they don't understand what they don't know. The only way to really learn is you hire a coach that speeds the process up, or you do it yourself, right? But you have to actually experience it and take reps to understand what to do and what not to do. So for me, a lot of people don't know this, but I'd been a server and I'd done door-to-door sales for about a year before I ever started my online business. So when I started messaging people, I was really good at it because I'd already done that with door-to-door. Like door-to-door sales makes you a savage. So people were like, wow, you like, it's so easy. Like to me, I was so easy. But in hindsight, I looked back and I was like, I learned that skill over a year. And most people want to start in, they want to make 10 grand in a week because they saw that on an ad. And they don't realize it's like, guys, like if you could take a year and learn this skill, and then it helps you make millions of dollars over the rest of your life, is that worth it? That's what I recommend. And it's just, people have to be patient. People are so instant gratification these days. I mean, I even get sucked into it. If you're just willing to be patient, it can work over the long haul, but you have to be willing to be patient.
Yeah, two things that I remember learning from you actually many years ago, and I saw even Hormozi talk about it recently, was like daily consistent volume. Because sometimes I'll say to one of my clients, hey, go message 20 people, and they'll do it for like one day. They're like, hey, Shaq, I'm not getting no booked calls. I haven't got any paid clients. And I'm like, what's going on?
It's just a numbers game.
Yeah.
It's just a numbers game. It's like talking to girls. Like guys will say, I'm 100% close rate on dates with girls. I'm like, how many girls have you asked out? 3. And on the scale of 1 to 10, they're on the lower end. I'm like, okay, if I ask out 100 10s and I get 90 no's, but I get 10 to say yes, and they're 10s, who cares? Like the goal is not how many yeses you get. The goal is how much you make, right? Or how many, or what's like, for me, a date would be getting the girl to say yes, like, or getting a portion of them to say yes. So people underestimate how much work it takes to be successful, and then they overestimate how long it will take to, get success. But like sending 100 messages a day, for example, if you sent 20 an hour, I bet you I could send one message every 2 minutes max. So that takes me 40 minutes times 5. That takes me 3 to 4 hours a day. Like people just don't want to work. I hate to say it, but the reason the courses that do the best are lazy is because people want to be lazy. So like there's courses that are like how to make an extra $300 a month doing this, makes a ton. How to do, Airbnbs without owning the property, makes a ton. Like it's because people don't want to have to learn skills and go through hard shit. And unfortunately, that's where most people make a ton of money, is like you have to become valuable to the marketplace. The only way to do that is to learn skills. And the way to learn skills is repetition. So, guys like you and me, that's why I think we do well, is because like we're willing to do that work. The average human being is not. And that's why they're not successful, because what they think is hard work is not hard. It's like you did this for one day and you didn't succeed. Like I would knock doors 100 times a day and get one person to buy. One.
Yeah.
It's just people don't really, I think they just, what they think is hard, it's not hard. And it's like, they don't understand the amount of reps. And the same thing goes to wrap up. Like I was talking to you about cold outbound. 1,000 dials, we get 100 pickups. So if I go into it and I go, well, I did 10 calls and no one picked up. But I don't, like, if I know that 1,000 people have to be called for 100 pickups, it completely changes my perspective. And all of a sudden I had a really bad day goes to a really good day. And so, people also, they don't understand what they don't know. And they think they should have success sooner, but it's like, no, like if you message 100 people, 30 respond, 5 will get on a call and you'll close 1. It just, they need to reset their expectations of what success looks like as well, because you're not good at messaging, you're not good at sales. You think 100 people are going to reply and buy your stuff. That's just not how it's going to work.
No, 100%. Listen, Tana, I know you're super tired with time and we just spent a whole bunch of time. One last question, which is, if someone was starting off right now, based on what you just said, and you just told them they don't have the sales and marketing experience, what are the top 3 to 5 skills, and in which order should someone go and learn?
Yeah, so sales is number 1. Obviously, without sales, your business will die. Most businesses can't make money. Second, I think is going to be, marketing. like how to attract people with that initial message, whether it's organic content or paid ads. And then I think third is like hiring and training. Most people who can't get to 10K a month, they suck at sales and marketing. People who get to 100K a month who can't get beyond, they don't know how to build teams. And they're constantly trying to hire people for very little money. They don't give them a lot of training. They don't give them a lot of support. They don't know how to keep them motivated. So that's definitely the last thing to learn, but sales, marketing, hiring, and training in that order.
Awesome, guys. Where can people go and find you, Tana? What's the links? I'm going to put them. Tana Chidester.
Just YouTube would be great. I think YouTube's the best place because that's where I try to put my best content. So YouTube.
Okay, good.
Just my name, then it'll pop up.
Yeah, good. Hey, listen, thanks so much, bro. Guys, I'm going to leave the deets. Go check Tana out and his websites, and I'll catch up with you soon, bro.